Hello friends, welcome to Dreamweaver Crocheting with Love. In today's tutorial, I am going to teach you how to crochet this car applique. Now this applique is done using basic crochet stitches like single crochets and half double crochets. Now let's see what all materials are needed in order to work this applique. A 3.5 mm crochet hook, and these are the three colors that we're using. Now for making the main portion of the car, I'll be using this orange colored yarn, and for working with the wheels, we'll be using this grey and black colored yarn. So let's begin. Now initially I'll be working a slip knot and make 21 chains. So here I'm done with the 21 chains. Now skip the first chain from the hook and work one single crochet into next 20 chains. So just continue working one single crochet per chain till the end of the round. Now for the first round, we had worked one single crochet per chain. So by the end of the first round, we have 20 single crochets. Now the sequence of second and third round is very simple. Just work one chain and turn your work and work one single crochet per stitch. Now for the first round, since we have 20 single crochets, so by the end of second and third round, the number of single crochets should remain the same, that is 20. So once I am done with the two rounds, that is round 2 and round 3, I shall get back to you. So here I am done with the 3 rounds, and by the end of the third round, the number of single crochets that I have is 20. Now from the 4th round onwards, we will be working with the reductions. So starting with the 4th round, work one chain and turn your work, and the initial 2 single crochets will be clubbed together. That is, we'll be working a reduction stitch. So going to the first 2 single crochets, we have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over and pull through all the 3 loops. So in this way, I have clubbed 2 single crochets together to form a single stitch. Now work one single crochet into each of the stitches till you are left with the last 2 single crochets. So here I am left with the last 2 stitches. Again, I will be working a reduction stitch over these 2 stitches. So just clubbing them together. Now our 4th row is done, and by end of the 4th round, we have in total 18 single crochets. Now for the 5th round, work one chain and turn your work. Now for this round, on top of each of the single crochets, work one single crochet. Now for working the 6th row, which is the reduction row, again work one chain, and we will be working reductions at the beginning as well as the end of the row. So going to the first 2 stitches, work a reduction stitch and work one single crochet into each of the stitches till you are left with the last 2 stitches. So here I am left with the last 2 stitches. So going to the 2 stitches and working them together. So I worked a reduction stitch. Now for working the 7th row, again work one chain, and in this row we will not be making any reductions. So just work one single crochet per stitch. Now by the end of the 6th row we have 16 single crochets. So we will be working 16 single crochets for the 7th row too. So here I am done with the 7th round, and at the end of the 7th round I have 16 single crochets. Now we will be working with one more round, that is round 8. Work one chain and turn your work, and again this is a repeat of round 7, that is working one single crochet per stitch. So here I've done with the 8th round, and by the end of the 8th round we have 16 single crochets in total. Now for working the 9th round, turn your work and work 10 chains. So here I've done with the 10 chains. Now skip first 7 stitches and into the 8th stitch work 1 triple crochet. So I'm going to the 8th stitch and working 1 triple crochet. So in this way we have created one of the windows of our card. Now again work 1 more triple crochet into the next stitch. Work 10 chains. Into the last stitch work 1 slip stitch. So in this way we have created the 2 windows of our card. Now in order to give a nice bonding around this part, we'll be working 1 single crochet working sideways into each of the rows. So here I have worked 1 single crochet per row. Now I come to the corner. Into this corner work 3 single crochets all into the same space. Now working on the base, work 1 single crochet per stitch. So just continue working 1 single crochet till you reach this corner. So here I come to the next corner. Again into the corner work 3 single crochets all into the same space. Now working sideways into each of the rows work 1 single crochet. Now we have come to the chain 10 space. Now moving to this chain 10 space, work 10 single crochets around this space. So into this chain 10 space, I have worked 10 single crochets. So now we'll be working 1 front post double crochets by clubbing these 2 triple crochets together. So just yarn over, go underneath in this way, pull up the yarn. So now I have 3 loops on my hook. Go to the first 2 loops, again yarn over and go through next 2 loops. So I have worked 1 front post double crochet on top of this triple crochets. Now again into this chain 10 space we will be working 10 single crochets. So after working the 10 single crochets into the chain 10 space, I have slip stitched on top of the first single crochet worked and cut my yarn. Here I have left a long tail of yarn which can be used to sew the car applique to any of your crochet work. Now for working with the wheels, the inner part will be doing with this grey colored yarn and the outer part will be done using black colored yarn. In order to make the wheel, work a magic circle. And into this magic circle, work 8 half double crochets. So here I worked 8 half double crochets inside the magic circle and then slip stitch on top of the first half double crochet worked and cut my yarn. Now for working the second round, we will be using this black colored yarn. So inserting the hook into one of the stitches. First work 1 chain and the sequence of this round is to work 2 single crochets per stitch. Now since for this first round we had 8 half double crochets, so by the end of the second round we will be having 16 single crochets. So after working the second round, I have slip stitched on top of the first single crochet work. Here I've left this little bit of yarn which can be used to sew this portion to our card part in this way. So we need to do one more tie in the similar manner. So once I'm done with it, I shall get back to you. So here I worked both the wheels and sewed one of the wheels to the card. In similar manner, we'll be sewing the other wheel too. So just placing it in this way. We'll be sewing on the half part of the wheel. Now moving to the back part, tie knots and cut the excess yarn. So our card applique is done. I hope you found this tutorial really very useful as well as interesting too. In case of any queries, please let me know through comments. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.